So this incredible structure behind me, this is the YouTube Yacht Project, and one of the cool features in this building is a spiral staircase that's going to go right up the center of this, and we're building it ourselves. I'll show you what the treads look like here in just a second so you can see how we had them made at the local machine shop, but you can see the bottom opening up through the second floor as well. And the center of that staircase is this beautiful 6-inch diameter, 20-foot long steel post. And today, we're going to try to get that thing up into position. I have no plan. But we've got a few odds and ends we got to get knocked out before we do that. The first step is to get this propane powered generator / welder moved out to there so we can run some wiring from the generator into the panel, and then that way get some power inside there. So I think the best bet is to just fight the mud with the Mini X here. Here's what the treads look like. It's just diamond plate. We had a local machine shop bend these up for us. They just cut them out on their plasma table and bent them up for us. And we just got to weld them on the pipe. The actual step one is to get all my crap off of it. If not shelf, why shelf shaped? Well, that should work for us. We got to get a battery, some propane, and then we'll run a wire from there into there. Also, you'll notice it's raining. That's good. We're supposed to get like 4 inches in the next 2 days. So, which is good because we needed it, you know? It's just been so dry lately. Last time I was digging, they said, Mike, if you just would have bailed the water out of the open trench, you wouldn't have the water issue, but I don't think they understand the situation. And that's okay, because I don't right care. Let's get this thing opened up. There we go. Beautiful. You can see what we've got going on here. This is running to the panel in the yacht. So we're just gonna shove an old extension cord, run her through there, hook up our feeds where they need to be, and that'll get us by for today on 110 or 120. And then I'll pick up some wire and a 240 end so we can connect the welder at 240 volts into the system. That way we can plug our smaller MIG welder into an outlet inside the YouTube Yacht whenever it comes to time to actually weld. I don't think that sentence came out right. Nothing fancy and nothing to code, but should get power inside for us. And then we should be able to just plug it in like that. And I'll show you in a second how we have this hooked up outside, but because we're putting in a 110 and I've only got the 110 hooked up, that means only one of these is hot for that outlet. And I got to figure out which one it is before I put the breaker in. And there's definitely different ways to do this, provided what I have to work with right now. This is the option I went with. I'll just go up here to the neutral and I'll touch the plate. You get nothing. Wait, are we on? Nope. That's gonna help. Touch the neutral, touch the plate. That's what I'm looking for. Kind of. Ooh, that might not be great for me. So nothing on this plate, and about 10 volts on that plate. In case you haven't figured it out, we got a battery hooked up to the other side of this thing. I need it to be 12 volts though, because that's what it takes to start the welder. You can go ahead and run a 20, and that'll be fine for what we're doing. Hook it in, push it in place. This isn't the exact technical thing for the long-term hookup. It's just a way to get the wire out and protect it a little bit for now. Okay. Wait, one. It's not. Oh, it's so close. Help me remember the bottom one's the one that actually does something. Beautiful. There's what we got out here. We just have the outlet. And it's got my little alligator clip leads going from this battery. That's how we ended up with the voltage on the inside. Now I've got a 100-pound tank for this thing. That 100-pound tank, this thing will run a few days on the 100-pound tank, but it's empty right now. It's a 0-pound tank. So we're just running a small tank. At least let us complete the testing phase and see how the lights work and all that, hopefully. Okay. Look at the fog rolling in. Isn't that cool? Let's see if we got any lights in here. Look at that. Huh? A little bit of light? Oh yeah. That is great. Now we got power to the boat. And that's fantastic. Big power too. So once we hook up the other cable on that end, we can run the welder in here to weld up the staircase. That's crucial. I think it's pipe 30. I don't like the way that sounded, to be honest with you. Not a fan of that phrase at all. Let me show you my secret weapon. It's a box. More importantly than the box itself are the contents. Oh, ruining my shot. There we go. Yeah, an old rusty chain hoist. Now that's what we're doing. Here's the thing. The big, huge, massive, gigantic question I have that I do not have the answer for is, will that be able to get up into place without running out of length this way? You know, some people will probably measure, try to figure that out beforehand, but no, we're just going. We're just going. That's what we're doing. If we have to make adjustments, we'll make adjustments. We're just gonna go super slow, super careful, really pay attention, listen to it, watch it. It is a heavy pipe. There's a lot of potential for catastrophe here. Let's put a little pressure on it, see if we can't kind of help walk it in, get it lined up under the hoist better. Right. You can see we're pulling at an angle. We don't want to do that. We want to lift it straight up as possible. We got a little weight off of it. So what we'll do, we'll get a board on that end or somewhere, and we'll see if we can't get it to manipulate that way a little more. You can see the angle we're at. Getting lined up pretty decent now. Still off just a little bit, but a lot of creaking. Shove her that way again. I'm noticing a potential problem with where that is going to clear that because of where we have the strap, so I'll figure that out here in a second. So I only got a couple feet of hoist left, which is fine. The hope is that we've got enough to get up and onto that landing that we can set the pipe down and shorten and readjust everything. We'll see. We're definitely pulling at a slight side load there. More than slight, quite a bit. But I gotta have enough to clear that. We'll see if we can get her to slide that way some. It looks like we're above the landing. Just shove this as far as it lets us shove it here. Yeah, we're up on top of it. We should be in an okay spot now. We can take the weight off of it and make whatever adjustments we need to the hoist. Here's what we're looking like on this end of it. We're sitting on there pretty good. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna take as much of that chain out as possible. We'll probably wrap it a few times too, dress it real nice. So this is the game we're going to be chasing. Obviously, as we come up, we're going to get closer to that. But as we come up, that can get shoved over, which gains us a little bit more clearance. The question is going to be, do we have enough? So we're out of hoist again, but we can double up this to get some more. We'll do that in a second. We got about a quarter sitting right there. Let's see what a shove gets us. Well, probably got us about 6 inches. I don't know if that's going to be enough. We're going to set that down and hope it wedges in place. We can adjust the sling. There we go. There's no reason I can't take the excavator and dig down a couple feet there to let that end sit deeper and get us off of that some. So we're still tight right there, but when it went in the hole, it pulled that over probably 2 feet. Ah, that's exaggeration. 22 inches. So we do have to get it to come up this way some. There we go. There we go. That's some space. Look at that. Look at the clearance now. All right, let's just run the chains from down here yet. As silly as it sounds, I think cutting that band off, look how it's sitting. It'll give me another couple inches this way. I mean, we're so close. Oh! So at this point, elevation-wise, but all I can do is just keep sliding this down. It's gonna come down to the foam. We are so close to getting inside. Once it's inside, we can scoot the bottom, you know, and we're good to go. But we are making contact there. I'm tight. I feel like I might be able to force it, but I don't want to risk that. Well, it's just right here in that doorway. We're just gonna have to chip some concrete. I already know the answer to this, but let's just check it and make sure. I mean, if we could trim a foot off the thing and be okay, it would save us a whole heck of a lot of trouble. Let's just double check my length. Cutting it in half and welding it, always an option. But at this point, it's just personal. 21 feet's what I need. It is the very next morning. What is happening? It was 50 degrees yesterday with over 4 inches of rain. Today it's 32 with 2 inches of snow. That's so cool, huh? I was thinking about it last night. We're just gonna bust up some concrete. So I'm just gonna take a jackhammer. Well, this concrete here, that's just part of the ICF. You can see where the seam's at, where the floor stops. That's all under the sill plate of the door anyway. It's not a big deal. We're just gonna bust it out. And then whenever everything's in and installed, we just put a board on the outside, polish it off with some Sakrete, put the door on it. Not a big deal at all. We gotta get that to go over that way enough to clear that beam. We're also out of lift on our hoist, aren't we? So to get this pulling where it needs to pull, I think I need to slide my whole beam this way a couple feet. I can give myself some room when I push on that lever, but I can't push on that and pull the chain at the same time. So I'm hoping if I'm gentle enough with the 304. Looks like we're just trenching our way in at this point. Neat. So after a bunch of chiseling and hammering and just a heck of a good time, we're very close to the moment we've all been waiting for. Admiral hooked me up with some fresh made pumpkin bread. I'm gonna enjoy that for just a minute, and then we're gonna have a good moment. That's the moment we're waiting for. It's on the floor. There you go. One 21-foot, 6-inch pipe installed. Well, in place anyway. Next video, we'll get the top kind of locked in where it needs to be with some temporary bracing. You're gonna have tons of questions as far as, what about the base plate? What about this? What about that? Just keep watching. That's the best I can tell you. That means I don't know yet, but I got a plan. It always starts with a plan.